Welcome to the Astana Times YouTube channel. I'm Aida Haidar, and in today's broadcast, we'll explore the latest news from Kazakhstan. Let's dive into the key stories of the week. Water security is one of the most pressing global challenges of our time, and Kazakhstan is taking a leading role in addressing it. President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev delivered a compelling speech at the One Water Summit in Riyadh on December 3rd, outlining bold measures to tackle water scarcity and announcing a major regional climate conference in 2026. Here's more on what the Kazakh leader had to say. At the One Water Summit in Riyadh, President Tokayev called for global cooperation to address water security challenges, describing water as a cornerstone of sustainable development. Tokayev highlighted the stark reality that over 2 billion people worldwide still lack access to safe drinking water, while more than 4 billion face severe water scarcity.
Kazakhstan is a large landlocked country, understands the true value of water. We have learned the hard way that is not an infinite resource. Hence, to achieve lasting progress, we must treat water as a precious and vital resource.
The president proposed a comprehensive plan including investments in climate-resilient water infrastructure, enhanced irrigation systems, and stronger protections for water resources. He also announced Kazakhstan's participation in the Freshwater Challenge, a global initiative to ensure universal access to clean water. Tokayev placed special emphasis on glacier preservation, proposing an international partnership to study and protect these critical water sources. He warned of the devastating effects of glacier loss, which feeds rivers and lakes that sustain nearly 2 billion people worldwide.
Glaciers play a vital role in the global water cycle, feeding rivers and lakes that sustain nearly 2 billion people worldwide. We need to ensure collaborative research and policy development to confront glacier loss and support water management strategies for the regions that depend on these vital resources.
Kazakhstan also demonstrated its commitment to water security by signing a trilateral agreement with France's Development Agency and Geological Research Bureau. The agreement, worth 1.35 million euros, will support the preservation of Lake Balkhash, a critical water source in Central Asia. In closing, Tokayev announced that Kazakhstan, in partnership with the United Nations, will host a regional climate conference in 2026 to further international dialogue on water security and climate resilience. A groundbreaking moment for Kazakhstan's global appeal, the country's newly launched Nomad visa has its first recipient, a British energy and finance expert. On December 2nd, Sertaç Yener officially became the first holder of the Nomad visa, designed to attract foreign professionals working remotely. Issued at the Kazakh embassy in the UAE, this visa offers a unique chance to live in Kazakhstan for up to a year while working remotely and exploring the country. Yener, who specializes in clean energy financing, says he's eager to explore Kazakhstan's culture firsthand. His team is also working on innovative energy projects in the United States. The visa, introduced under President Kassym-Jomart Tokayev's initiative, was developed with input from Kazakhstan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Ministry of Internal Affairs, and Kazakh Tourism National Company. It's part of the government's push to position Kazakhstan as a destination for remote workers worldwide. Applications for the Nomad visa are already open through Kazakh embassies and consulates globally, inviting professionals to make Kazakhstan their temporary home while staying connected to their international work. With the first Nomad settling in soon, Kazakhstan is making strides as a hub for global professionals eager to blend work and adventure. The Eurasian Development Bank has wrapped up a year of strong growth and strategic development at its year-end press conference on December 5th. Chairman Nikolai Podguzov highlighted the bank's impressive performance in 2024, reporting a nearly 16 billion investment portfolio, a 6% increase this year alone. Podguzov also shared that EDB's capital grew by 9%, reaching $2.2 billion over the past 11 months. This solid growth positions the bank well for future expansion, with Podguzov Tokayev, expressing confidence in meeting all performance targets by the close of 2024. The EDB's focus on country-specific strategies is taking shape, aiming to boost development across key sectors like infrastructure, green energy, agriculture, and economic diversification. But Guzev revealed that smaller member countries have seen a notable rise in investments, with the bank's portfolio in nations like Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan growing 1.5 times higher than planned. As part of its continued leadership in private sector investment, the EDB has surpassed $4 billion in sovereign financing, well ahead of other international institutions in the region. Looking ahead, the bank projects its annual investment volume will reach $6.5 billion by the end of its three-year strategy. Kazakhstan remains the largest recipient of EDB investments, with $7 billion funneled into the country's economy since 2006. The bank is currently considering an additional $2.5 billion in projects, along with grants for technical assistance. On the sidelines of annual press conference, the EDB and the Eurasian Logistic Park have signed a loan agreement to construct a $31 million logistic complex near Almaty. The project will provide modern warehouse facilities and is expected to further bolster the region's logistical infrastructure, enhancing trade capabilities and creating new economic opportunities. According to the Eurasian Development Bank, its region closed 2024 with record-breaking economic growth exceeding 4%, significantly higher than the global average of 3.2%. The EDB's chief economist, Evgeny Vinokurov, notes that Kazakhstan's economic outlook remains optimistic.
Our forecast for Kazakhstan is 5.5% over the next 3 years. We are very optimistic about Kazakhstan. We're historically optimistic, and our optimism pays off, as our forecasts are historically quite correct.
Despite an increasingly complex and challenging global environment, Central Asia has shown remarkable resilience. According to Vinokurov, the region has grown 1.4 times faster than the global average over the past 2 years. However, despite this progress, much work remains to sustain and build on this growth.
There are several regional challenges which are shared by all countries in the region. I would like to single out three. First one is connectivity, so transport connections. And here we all know that all the 5 countries of the region are landlocked, and that's a big problem because that penalizes the economic development by 20 to 40% yearly. That's the international experience. In order to reduce this penalty and to become a transport crossroads, the region has to develop transport connectivity not only east-west, as we did historically, but also north-south. The second challenge is water. A lot's been told about that, and we published several reports on that. I'm very happy to see progress on that in the region. Over the last year only, Kazakhstan has implemented a huge multi-year plan. Islamic Development Bank, EDB, have also chipped in with a 5-year program to address digitalization of water and the efficient irrigation. And challenge number 3 is industrialization. There is a gap between Central Asia and middle-income economies around the world. Our region is substantially less industrialized than other middle-income economies. And if we want, and we do want, our growth to be not only sustainable but also rapid, we need to reindustrialize.
Well, that was it from the annual conference of the Eurasian Development Bank. Reporting from Almaty, stay tuned.